My name is Charmaine Messer, and in this video I'll be explaining loops. Here I created a class called M4 Explain Loops, and inside this class is the main where I will call the methods that contain the loops that I'll be explaining. For now I commented one of them out, and we're going to go to the methods. Here I made a method called random number game, which asks you to guess a number between 1 and 10 and tells you that you only have 3 tries. So if your first guess is right, the program won't run through the while loop. But if it's wrong, then it's going to run through the while loop right here. A while loop takes in Boolean conditions. Mine has 2 in this case, and they're joined by these 2 and signs. And Boolean conditions are basically true or false statements. And so for this while loop to work, the conditions must be true. And it's going to run until they become false. And that will be when you've tried 3 times or you got the right guess. So it's going to run through the body of the loop, and if you guess wrong, if you guess wrong 3 times, it's going to print out this line right here. And I made that by writing a conditional if statement. And then I also made a conditional else statement, which means that if you guess correct within your 3 tries, it's going to print out, congratulations, you guessed the correct number. And I'm going to run that real quick for you guys so you can see how it works. And so down here in the interactions pane, it says guess the number. I'm going to guess 1. So it's wrong. So have one more try after that second try, and I failed. So now the while loop's ended, and it's not going to run through it anymore. If I guessed right, then it would have printed this else statement out right here. Congratulations, you guessed the correct number. But in this case, I didn't, so it printed that statement out. So I'm going to reset it and comment out that method and show you the other method that I made, which is a picture method that takes a picture and pretty much splits it up into 4 quadrants and flips quadrant 1 and 4 and 2 and 3. So that's right here, and I called it quad flip. In this method, I'm going to be explaining for loops and nested loop. So a for loop contains a start and stop condition as well as incrementation. So here's the start. Here's where it stops, which is saying that the source y has to be less than the height of the picture, and then the incrementation. And inside this for loop is another for loop, which makes this a nested loop because it's nested inside that other for loop. And nested loops are executed from the inside out. So the first loop that's going to be executed is this one, and it's going to run through these conditions down here. And once these are met, the control returns back to the outer loop, which is this one, and executes that one. And I'm going to go ahead and show you how that one works in the main up here. I'm going to compile and run. So here it's showing my original photo and then my altered photo. So like I said, it flipped quadrant 1 and 4 and 2 and 3. So The main difference between a for loop and a while loop is that a for loop contains three parts in its conditions, which, like I said earlier, is starting. It's initializing a starting variable, two starting variables, and then an ending condition, and the incrementation. While a while loop will run as long as the condition set inside is true, right here. And last but not least, nested loops are loops within loops. And that's pretty much it, ladies and gents. Thank you for listening, and hopefully that made some sense.